All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and in the last 4 videos, I converted a JavaScript BMI or body mass index application to a TypeScript body mass index or BMI application, and now I'm going to do the same with the payroll one that we have. I am going to do this one a little differently. Let me start by just showing you. Okay, so this is where we're going to be going, for lack of better words. We should not have to change the index file except for a few things, and I'm going to go over those in just a second. The CSS styles file should be fine. We will convert these files right now with their JavaScript equivalent into TypeScript, and then we will compile and run it, and we should get this. All right. Now, a couple things before we start. Let's just talk about what we're going to end up doing here. All right, what do we have here? We've got hourly.ts that we're going to have. We've got pieceworker.ts. We've got commission.ts, and we've got salaried.ts. Now, with those 4 different files, what are we going to change in here? What are we going to do in here? All right, well, for all of them, we will set up an interface for each of these. And also, we will fully type all variables and function parameters and return types. Okay, so that's what we'll change on those. So that's basically, that is these 4 files right here. That's what we're going to have to add, change, etc. All right, we've also got 2 other files, and let's just do those starting from the end here. So with validation.cs, .ts, I should say. So what are we going to do here? All right. We'll set up an interface, and again, we'll have typed parameters. All right, so you might say, well, why didn't you just put it up there? Because you're doing the same thing. Well, again, we could have, but I tried to group together what I thought belonged together. So finally, the last thing that's in here is what? And that is script.ts, which I'm renaming as payroll.ts. And what we're going to do in here, into the payroll file, all DOM references will be set up as either HTML input element, HTML button element, or HTML select element. All right, that's first thing. Second, the accumulators will each be typed as a type number. We will have what are considered to be some event callbacks, and they'll be typed. And that's pretty much it. All right. Now, I want to show you this because I am going to do this one a little bit differently. All right. So I'll save this file. In fact, what I had in here also, let me get rid of these couple of these blank lines here, is I put in the other one that we did before for the BMI TypeScript one. I think we called that one BMI TS. So that was the first one that we did, and then this is the second one. Put a little delimiter in between those, okay? All right, let's save this. We'll save it to our front end TypeScript, and we'll just put it right here. And we'll call these, I don't know, structure docs. Okay, so that's in there now. All right, but what I am going to do, like I said, I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. Okay, and that is, get rid of this and open up the front end here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab payroll 2. I'm going to copy it. All right. I am going to go to TypeScript, Payroll. Notice in JavaScript it's already there. All right. But in TypeScript, I'm going to go and drop it in. And we said we were going to call this Payroll TS. All right. Now, the index will be okay. These steps, I don't even know what the heck's in there. The index is okay. I'm going to add a source folder. And what I'm going to do, it may not make sense now, but hopefully it will in a minute, is I'm going to cut these. And I'm going to paste them into here. So right now my JavaScript folder is empty, the way I want it to be empty. And in this, I have to change in here. I'm going to have to change the type on each one of these. All right, so this is the way that it looks right now. If I do a dir, those are the files. So I want to rename commission.js to commission.ts. I want to rename hourly.js to hourly.ts. I want to rename pieceworker.js to pieceworker.js. I want to rename salaried.js to salaried.ts. I want to rename script.js to payroll.ts. And finally, I want to rename validation.js to validation.ts. Okay, hopefully all that worked. Let's clear this and let's do a dir. All right, so looking at this, I've got commission.ts, hourly.ts, payroll.ts, pieceworker. No, that one didn't change. Salary.ts and validation.ts. So let's rename pieceworker.js to pieceworker.ts. And there it is. So that's all set up. The reason I'm showing you this and the reason I'm talking about it like I am right now is I think this is going to make it a little bit easier. All right, I'm not going to have to do as much typing for lack of better words. So I want to start by just bringing up the index file. We are at 10 minutes, and that's fine. So let's do a file. Oh, one more thing I want to add here. I'm sorry, I forgot one last thing. And that is I want to go back to, I can use it doesn't matter, I'll use the BMI. I'm going to grab the tsconfig file. Paste that in. Now, since I did put that in here, all right, again, what I want to bring up first, open, and I want to open up the that doesn't look right. Let's cancel this. There. So I want to make sure I'm opening up front end, TypeScript Payroll, TypeScript Payroll ITS. Okay. So file, open file. This must be the wrong. Yeah, that was the BMI. Payroll, TypeScript, Payroll. There we go. And even though we're not going to change it, I'm going to open up the tsconfig as well. All right, in here, the change I have to make on all of these is down at the bottom. There we go. I have to put a defer in here because of the way that we've got that, talked about this before, the way that we've got the tsconfig file set up. All right, that should, repeat, should be the only change I have to make. Again, I shouldn't have to change anything in here. I'm not even going to bring up the CSS file. All right, so let's do a file. Do this in a little bit different order than I was going to do it, but let's open the file. Source, let's start with validation. Okay, we'll do that one first. All right, now it's got in here contains only validate numeric input. Maybe I won't do it in that order. I should just do it in like more of a natural order here. So why don't we start? Let's just bring up the script file. And it's not called script anymore, remember, it is now called payroll.ts. I'm going to close the config, and for now we'll close the validation one too. All right, so at the top we've got these let statements, and they're all fine, except let's make all of them number. There we go. That was one of the things that we said we wanted to accomplish in here. All right. Now, with these here, I'm going to move these over a little bit. You say, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Give me a second and I'll try to show you. these are okay the way they are, except what I want to do is on each one of these, I want to put in there as HTML input element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and then copy it in there every time. And I realize this is taking up a lot of room here. Let's see if I can take this. There we go. Makes it a little easier to read. Okay. All right. We've got our drop down here. All right. And that's going to be our employee type, right? Okay. And that'll be an as, but it's an HTML select element. Remember, that's the drop down list. All right. Now we've got this field set array in here. All right. All field sets. And I'm going to come in here and make a little change here. And I'm going to say I'm going to do some typing here. All right, HTML field set element. Let's move these over. All right. Now to do this, we have to change this around a little bit as far as how it looks. That is, we have to put in here bracket, bracket. Don't worry, we'll get it fixed in just a moment. All right. Okay. We've got hourly field set, piece worker field set, commission field set, salaried field set. And since we came in here and started this, I know we need this. That's not fair. Let's see. Const all fields sets colon HTML field set element bracket bracket equals bracket hourly field set comma piece worker field set comma commission field set comma salaried field set. All right. I think it's going to flush its way out in just a couple minutes. All right. These are going to all have an as HTML button. Oops, it should be button element because they're buttons. Let's line them up. All right. So you can see basically what we've been doing is we've been adding some typing onto this thus far, and that's really the only thing. Why these give me an error? HTML element null is not assignable. Type null is not assignable. Const piece worker. Oh, I think we're going to have to remove the null, but I think it's a later error. Okay. All right, now we've got our result area stuff in here. This placeholder as an HTML div element. The result set is as an HTML should just be list element, not data list. I thought there was a list element. Oh, that's an unordered list element. There we go. All right, in our error message, is as an HTML paragraph element. All right. Then we've got our totals. This is the stuff in our modal area. And this will be as HTML div element. And we've got the grand total, which will be just an HTML element, I believe. All right. So notice what we've done in here so far. We've just done a bunch of typing. All right. Either directly with like a colon number or whatever, or with an as. All right. Now, again, we have some errors in here, and they will, believe it or not, they will flush their way out. Okay. All right. And let's see where we are for time. All right, I'm at 22 minutes, so I'm going to stop here, pick it up. I'm probably only going to do one more lecture tonight. I'll hopefully try to finish this off tomorrow morning. See you soon.